What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 102 of Lyon Live here in Football Manager 2019. We're back. It's a huge game today. We are going to be taking on Monaco to start today's episode. We currently trail them by, as you can see here, 2 points, but a win in the first game of today's episode could change things quite significantly. So, yeah, I've been worrying about this game. I've been thinking about it. It's been lingering in the back of my mind, and today we have to face our demons. I will hopefully get through a few games today. You know, this Monaco one is, I guess, the start of things to come. And Ndombele, please be fit for the game. That's going to be touch and go, isn't it? But yeah, following on from this, we've got Saint Etienne and also Valencia. Like, the games are spicy today. Could also be a youth intake in there at some point. I didn't actually check when the youth intake day is for this season. Not that it matters that much, but hey, be aware of it. You can see here Morella and Pellegrini, the two players for Monaco who are already being talked up. I mean, they're two tremendous players, both players who are, well, as you can see here, 21 years young. This Monaco side, I guess, now Militao's got injured. I mean, this ain't good, is it? But no, you look at the Monaco side, it's got some very, very young players in it. A team that could be set up for longer-term success should they, I guess, avoid selling any of their key players. Man, I cannot believe the two injuries we've just got. They are two killer blows with the Valencia game. That is not great. Not great is probably putting it lightly. I almost want to just start the episode again and load back the save, but that would be cheating. We don't do that over here. Instead we cry and complain about the game. I feel like over the last couple of seasons here at Lyon, I've got more and more bitter about things. I don't know. I feel like we've got unlucky. Moise Kean and Gabel's having long-term injuries this year. Militao now out for a crucial period of time. David Diaz is probably the man to come in here. And then we can play Markovic at ball-playing defender. So, yeah, a bit of, I guess, a test for Diaz here. It's also going to mean that Guille... Is Guille fit yet? He was out for a little while. He's suspended at the moment. But it would mean that Guille comes onto the bench. With him not being available, Sacco is our only fit centre-back. Now, it's fine. We have got a few others in the kind of youth team and such. But we are in a little bit of a pickle, I think is probably the best way of putting it. I'm just thinking about how we want to start today's game. I think we'll end up going for something a little like this. A few players playing out of position. Our box-to-box midfielder. David Diaz is going to be a player to keep an eye on as well. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. That's the review I'm going with. Looking at their team, they're actually not playing Marilla or Pellegrini, which is interesting. Was Marilla out injured, or have they just chosen not to? I'm curious now. Did he have an injury that I missed? I'm not sure. They've got Alcacer up front. I mean, I feel like he's a lot better than his attributes are in this specific save game. I know he's got a crazy amount of goals to start the season in real life for Dortmund. Keep an eye out for him. Yuri Tillemans, Almiron, Pavon, also Fassi Fahiri. The only regen in their starting 11, he's pretty good, is Fahiri, a player who our scouts have recommended a number of times. Let's see how we get on today. We're playing away from home. Some would call it slightly naive to start with the three at the back. We can evaluate things as they go on. If we need to adjust our game plan, we shall. But yeah, let's see how we get on in today's game. I still can't believe the Eder Militao injury. Obviously, we have got Diaz to come in. Markovic can move to ball-playing defender, but I don't know. Militao is just a 1 in a million player. There's not many players like him in terms of centre-backs who are just so technically good with the ball of their feet. I do feel like he's a massive part of how we play out from the back. And, well, for him to now be out is problematic, to say the least. We have a set-piece here, which we're going to deal with initially, although Bonucci at the edge of the area. I saw their PSG have got a goal down to Nantes. If I didn't have my eyes deceive me there. We'll have to keep a close eye on that, but obviously we need to just focus on this game here. A win here, and we'd leapfrog Monaco with a couple of games in hand, which would be huge. Considering our start to the season, it wouldn't be a bad little fight back. What can we do here? Aouar to Mau Leader. Shot is blocked. Falls to Kai Havertz, though, who disappointingly tries to get it away and was underwhelming, to say the least. You can see here, their wingers are not getting far up the pitch. Wouldn't surprise me if they're on the support duty here. Because, well, you can see Pavon is just dropping deeper. I don't know what's going on the left-hand side. Alcacer brings it forward. Diaz back to Donnarumma. Oh my gosh, don't do that. heart-in-mouth moment just for a second. Keane, what a ball that is. Maulida, please. I mean, we'll take that. I don't know what the keeper's doing. I'm not going to complain. It's 1-0. Lovely little breakaway. The ball by Keane, well, the vision on it was superb. Built from the back. Auer with the little flick on. Keane holds it up. Maulida makes the run, and he just gets there, to be fair. Keeper, let's just pretend the keeper tried to do something, shall we? It doesn't matter. It's Maulida's 6th goal of the season. He might not score a more important one than that all season. And you'd have to say, on the balance of play, we probably deserve that. There's been a lack of chances. We've had a few more shots than them and a few more half chances. I'm still going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. I want them fired up. I want them hungry. We can't afford to get complacent just because we're a single goal ahead. Part of me's a little bit nervous about some of the bookings. We could probably look to do a few changes here. I know it's early on. Pogba scored for PSG. I'm going to bring in Kareem Thomas for Toussaint. Auer's really not had a great game either, so we'll bring in Renato Sanchez there. The other thing I'd quite like to do, just on Markovic, is I would like to tell him to ease out of tackles. We don't need you to do anything rash here, please. 40 minutes left. The double sub used early really leaves me in a situation where I don't want to make another change unnecessarily. That is a red card, and I don't know what Sunday thinks he's doing. I mean, I can't even argue with it. I know it's a red card. It's not ideal. I noticed that they've switched to a free at the back system and they're going with 3 out-and-out strikers. Oh, that makes me really tempted to try and crowd out the midfield, you know. The question is, how do we crowd out the midfield whilst being down a man? Renato Sanchez can go to right wing back, I guess. See, the fact we're a man down kind of ruins this plan. Or does it? Or does it? As he totally butchers his team. What am I doing? Right, undo everything. Undo everything. I feel like we need to switch to keep with the 3 at the back. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to just play Keane up top on his own and bring in another centre mid. Although I don't have another centre mid to bring on because I've already done 2 centre mid subs. And on Belay, I mean, he probably could play, to be honest. He's probably passable. We'll stick him on Mazzala on attack. Still want us to try and play out from the back and play our own game. At the same time, the counter press probably isn't quite as necessary. I mean, it's a predicament. We've bossed this game. They've not done a lot, even in this second half. In the first 15 minutes, they're yet to have a shot. We now go down a man, and they just score instantly. It could be offside. VAR might be consulted here. And it has been, and it's been ruled out. I mean, it looked a little offside, didn't it? We can see in the replay here, there's a couple of yards in it. I probably shouldn't play positive. Let's play defensive. Team instructions. I'm happy for you to just get it out more. You know, just lump it long if you absolutely need to. Over the defence. That's just no nonsense here. We've got 30 minutes to just try and survive. If we could get another, that would be nice. Havertz whips it in. Keane back post. I mean, we've scored whilst down a man. It's a set piece. We'll take it. Moise Keane, my friend, take a bow. He might well be bailing us out in this game. That is now a goal to add to his assist. Havertz with a lovely little cross in, a really whipped ball. I think it took a fortuitous deflection off the defender. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. We're going to celebrate it like he meant it. They've taken off Pavon for Ben Davis. That does not seem like an attacking decision. Maybe I'm going to be wrong about that, but yeah, interesting moves being made by Monaco. I guess there's still 25 minutes left in this. We can't afford to get too carried away. Kind of happy for us to have the ball like this, though. Just as long as we don't give it away at the back and Markovic doesn't get sent off, I guess. Donnarumma lumps it up. I mean, there's only one man there, so that's not really the out ball. Ball potentially going to get in behind now with Fury, who crosses it in. Can we get it clear? We can't get it clear. Maybe Alcacer doesn't need his attributes changing. He scored a goal there. It was Vargas actually at the back post who just failed to pick up his man. Just kind of ceased all defensive duties for a second. You can see here he's just kind of caught not following his man. Makes a lame effort to get the ball. I don't think you can really look at it. Ben Davies has now been subbed off. I mean, they are playing like footballing chess over at Monaco, apparently. 15 minutes left. We're kind of holding on at this point. Although still, they've not created that much, but I mean, they're going to start rolling the dice. They've got the man advantage now. It's always going to be problematic. Alcacer whips it in. Pellegrini, it's a fantastic save by Donnarumma. I think it was offside anyway, but that's not, you know, I guess play it down. We've made all our subs, so it kind of just feels like a case of just trying to weather the storm. But the storm is going to keep coming in. It's going to be Almiron passing it to Firi. Is that a penalty? Apparently it looked harsh. Why did you do it, David Diaz? Donnarumma, I've paid a lot of money for you. I need a save. Please. Do it for me. I mean, we've shot ourselves in the foot, and not even in a way where I feel like I can take too much of the blame. A straight red card and then a penalty given away there on a shot that was... I don't know if the foul influenced the shot, but the shot itself and the chance itself just wasn't a chance. It was wasted. And a late tackle, an unnecessary one, comes in. I mean, 4 minutes left. I know someone's going to say, Jack, why did you go more... why did you stay more attacking? I'll point out we did score a goal with our initial changes. And I know someone's going to go, you should have gone more defensive at 2 goals up. I'm already on defensive. We're down a man. I'm always someone who likes to stay on the front foot where possible. I mean, Donnarumma, or Ndombele, I've just butchered it. Donnarumma, no, Ndombele's the man there. We've scored. That's why I've stayed on defensive. Captain Hindsight. I know that one of you was typing it. I won't name and shame. Someone's going to go, why didn't you go very defensive now? I could do. If they score now, obviously it looks obvious in hindsight, but I don't want to invite too much pressure on ourselves. Lopez's goalkeeping, by the way, there is frankly atrocious. There is another highlight. Don't do this to me, Football Manager. Stop it. Pellegrini gives it to Alcacer. Tielemans here. With it deep, we're going to step off them a little bit here and let them have it in this part of the pitch. We kind of have to. If we press up high, we're just going to be caught out behind. Tielemans gives it to Alcacer. Out wide. Cross is blocked. Moise Keane's there. He's on his absolute lonesome. He needs some help. It's going to come in the form of Sanchez. He gives it to Endo. I mean, surely not. Score again! We'll take it. 4-2. I mean, if we go on to win the league now, which is still unlikely, I'm not going to get carried away, well, we might look back on this game. I'm going to claim tactical genius. There's a fine line between genius and stupidity. I tread that line all too closely on the regular. But I feel like I can claim this as a masterminding. As I readjust in my very loud chair. I mean, imagine if they scored 2 now after I've bigged it all up. You wouldn't put it past my luck. But no, 4-2 here. Ndombele, he had that little injury, so I decided to put him on the bench. Probably should have started him now when you look at the game. But hey, he came off the bench to have an impact. Fresh legs, catching them out. I mean, a 5th would be nice, Vargas. A 5th would be... There's no one there. Let's not get carried away. We'll take the 4-2 win. That is a huge result. It felt like we did everything in our power to screw that up. We had a red card, we gave away a penalty, and somehow, just about, we've come through the other end with the win. We'll take it 4-2. Very happy with that. Moise Keane, man of the match, a goal and an assist to his name. Did PSG end up drawing? If they did, the title race is on. They won 3-2 or 3-1. The dream's dead. Oh, it's gonna be a few months now, I feel like, of just staring and hoping that PSG's results, willing teams against PSG to do something for us. And when we close the gap to 4 points on them, we now have a super healthy margin over Bordeaux. If we win our games in hand as well, we're going to start pulling far and away clear of Monaco, who in recent games have really just fallen off and started to struggle. Aouar there getting a suspension is a little bit of a problem, although he will be available for this game against Saint Etienne. Guillet is back from suspension. You see, I should probably be playing Guillet a little bit more. How's Taylor getting on? I mean, he's continuing to develop as well. I mean, despite all the injuries, I feel like we do have a lot of quality that can just kind of step up and appear in our team. It's one thing you'd have to say now with our kind of current predicament. As problematic as some areas are in the pitch, We are still doing quite well. I need to make sure Guille isn't playing for the reserves here, because otherwise he might not be able to play for us when we need him to. But yeah, Saint Etienne next. They're in 14th. It's a game at home. You'd expect us to beat them quite convincingly. Of course, they are one of our big kind of rivals. They've got Raul de Tomas. Apparently he's the man to be fearful of. Look at his attributes. I'm not that scared. I mean, that could be famous last words. His goal scoring record hasn't been that great. In the last 3 seasons, he scored 6 goals in Ligue. It's not prolific, but now he'll score a hat-trick against us. Ollison continuing to do well for Metz. No goals that game, but he did get an assist. Man, he's so good at 17. He's going to be incredible when he hits his prime. Moise Keane, I'm very happy. I mean, look at that development. Look at the green. Still got a little way to go, it feels like, to perhaps be up to that level he was at prior to his long-term injury at the start of the season. That really did knock his development back a notch. But he's been working hard. And in some ways, the fact that he's lost a bit of pace maybe opens up the opportunity for him to be a more technical player. We already have Gabels, he's very, very quick. So having someone who's a slightly different kind of option maybe isn't the worst thing in the world. Sunday is suspended, so Havertz can come in there. We are going to have a little shuffle of the team, but nothing too crazy, really. I am going to take out Sacco, and I am going to bring in Guille, I think, for the bench. Sunday's out suspended. I don't really have another right midfield option. I have Spagnolo. I have Bast, who's currently out injured. The dilemmas. I'm tempted to go with Oliver, but actually I might just go with Becker, the youngster. I don't think we'll use him, but if we need an option, he can be there for us. When is Gabel's going to be back and fit? 3 to 6 weeks. That's still a little way away, isn't it? Still a little way away. Maulida looked good last game, so I think this is the team we're going to go with. And Ndombele showed us what we were missing out on previously. Of course, the game following this is the game against Valencia. So, in an ideal world, we win this convincingly, and after 60 minutes I'm able to take off a few of the key players. Just by the way, Saint Etienne are going to start this game. You might have seen they're playing a 4 at the back, then a 1 defensive mid, 3 centre mids and 2 strikers. Very, very narrow. I think that suits us. You can see here the shape that they're using. I feel like we sometimes do get caught out by players in the wider areas. They're not going to have players occupying that unless their fullbacks overlap. And well, speaking of their fullbacks, one of their fullbacks was having an effort from range there with the free kick. That was a little bit close for comfort, but well, we live to fight another day. Hopefully, the threat from the set piece is all they're going to threaten us with today. Maulida, Awar, I mean, give it to Kai. There we go. Havertz, what's he going to do now? He drifts inside. I mean, I thought that was in. I was ready to go nuts, because that would have been an insane goal, but it has gone the wrong side of the post, unfortunately. Man, they're going to be very, very good in the middle, which is often where we like to overload teams. Can't recall playing against this shape. It's not exactly a common system, is it? The 4-1-3-2. We'll have to see how we fare. Tweaks might be necessary, although I did think going into this game when I saw it, hey, we should be good here. Awar straddles a few tackles but does lose the ball, but the pressure here could prove telling as their keeper kind of unconvincingly deals with it. Havertz now switches it over to Vargas. He goes forward, can't get it in at the first time of asking, should probably go back to the centre of the midfield here. Toussaint's there, switches it instead to Havertz. He might have another go. I mean, at what point do we tell him to stop shooting from that position? Because that's twice this game he's wasted it. David Diaz from deep, lumps it in. Markovic, oh my word, that could be offside. I don't want to celebrate it yet. VAR limiting my celebrations. But that was a very good finish by a centre-back, regardless of if it's given or not. A composed volley. I feel like it's probably going to be given, but it is going to be given. I mean, I should have celebrated it. Ball comes in, he has the option to head it. He just waits for it to come down, strikes it cleanly. The keeper should definitely do better, make no mistakes, but we'll take it. Thank you very much, Mr. Cardinale. Vargas has picked up a bruised ankle, but I'm just going to play it safe. Need him fit for the next game. Trincao can come in. He's done a job for us over the years at left mid. At 1-0 up at half-time, you have to say we've been the better team. They've not created anything. Their one shot was a free kick that you saw right at the very beginning of the game. Besides that, from open play, they have done nothing. So a bit of a shouty team talk, because it is only a 1-goal lead, but yeah, hopefully in the second half we can grab a few more. As I said, in an ideal world, I'd like to get a second or third goal, and then I can really look to change things up in terms of our, I guess, midfield options and our attacking options, just to preserve one or two players' legs. Of course, we've been forced into one sub already. I mean, if Havertz could score on the 57th minute, that would make the idea of the 60th minute subs ideal. Unfortunately, Maulid's header over the bar may have hit the crossbar. I don't think it did actually. It wasn't a great header, was it, by any means? It wasn't even on target. Lenglet picks up a buck, and he's got to be well behaved. With 20 minutes left, I think we'll make some changes anyway. I'm going to bring in Stavarace for Keane, who's not been great. Aouar's been poor too, so I think we'll bring in Freitas for him. 15 minutes for a few of the younger attacking players to have an impact, but ultimately I'm a little bit more concerned about us just remaining strong defensively here. They've had one shot in the second half. It wasn't on target. We've been the better team, but it's a slender lead. It's a fragile lead. We need to make sure we don't break it. And, well, an interesting bit of play. I mean, that's a really cool goal, if I might say so myself. Can we watch the replay and enjoy this? I think it's Freitas who just pings the ball forward. And then it's Maulida who, plays it first time, nods it onto Stavarace, who latches onto it. It's a bit like a heads and volleys goal, that one. Don't let the ball touch the ground, and it didn't, did it? From the moment it was passed from just inside their half to the moment it hit the back of the net, did not see the ground. Good little finish by Stavarace as well. That's really good for his confidence, the young Romanian. Maybe he could grab a second here in the 88th minute. He is going to try and flick it on. VAR's consulting if this was in the box or not. I mean, we all love VAR, let's be honest. Could it offer us another penalty? Who would actually take it? I'm wondering who would take it. I thought it was outside the area, but we'll wait and see on it. The tension is tense. Where's this going? What are we saying, ref? Outside the box. So it's a free kick, and we're probably not even going to be showing the replay of the free kick. Oh, we are. I take it all back. Something could happen still. Trincao, back post. I thought that was just going to fly into the top corner. Is that it? You made me watch through the VAR decision and all of that for that to happen. They have a chance here. It's a late set piece. With a minute left, even if they were to score here, you wouldn't back them to get another. But a clean sheet would be good. And, well, that is a fortuitous block. It's a 3-on-2. If Freitas picks a ball smartly, we could be in here. We should be in. That is a good ball to Maulida as well, who tries to get it across. Cleared as far as Trincao. 40 minutes left into Freitas. I thought this was going to amount to something, even though we were in extra time. But now I'm not so sure. It's gone all the way back to David Diaz. I mean, Havertz switches it to Trincao, who brings it forward, hits it. The keeper saves it. Havertz, could you do something, Kai? Tries to get it in, and Villa heads it clear. Toussaint, have a go, my friend. Ndombele, Havertz. We're still hunting it out. It's not going to come, though, is it? Let's just end proceedings here. We keep a clean sheet, a 2-0 win. Same margin that we beat Monaco by. That was, I believe, one of our games in hand against PSG. So we now know the exact lay of the land. They remain clear of us by 4 points. But we now, we're matching them. We're no longer playing catch-up. Look at these injuries, by the way. Gabel's out, Militao out, Vargas out. Bast is out for up to 2 weeks. He would have been a contender to come in at right midfield. Lucas Romero also out injured. He's unlikely to be fit. Actually, looking at it, PSG play Marseille. I'm not a big Marseille fan as Lyon manager, but if you want to do me a favour, do it. They don't want to do us a favour. I mean, when you look at the goal scorers for PSG, they've got Gabriel Jesus, Pogba, Leon Bailey, and Savic. I mean, they've got quite a good team when you look at their team. Semedo, Lucas Hernandez. Man, their team is actually nutty when you look at it. Rodri and Verratti just chilling out on the bench alongside Mbabu and Bentancur. It's a good team, isn't it? And they've also got Oscar Dominguez and Neymar, who's out injured. It's not fair. It's not fair how good their team is. How is Duran doing for Milan? Not great in terms of not conceding goals, although they did beat Inter. You can see his development here. He's continued to do well, the 18-year-old. Now the game against Valencia, by the way, is a big one. And the reason it's a big one is because it's a single-legged game. I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's World Cup year, so everything is kind of broken in terms of scheduling for world football to facilitate a Winter World Cup, and as a result, the first and second rounds of the UEFA Cup knockout round are single-legged. Anyway, Anthony Lopez is like, hey, you didn't play me, you said you were going to play me. I'll look to move you on. Good. I mean, we kind of do need to look to move him on. I don't think we're going to be able to sell him right here and now, but hey, we'll offer him out for 15 million. He's been a loyal servant to the club, but with Durand and also, of course, Petrenko and Donnarumma, of course, like we have three very, very good goalkeepers. You know, he was a crucial part of our team for a long, long time, but times change. Auxerre taking on Monaco. If Monaco lose this, they are on a disastrous run, and they probably need to reevaluate things. They could easily end up sacking their manager. Rangers have made an offer. They've offered 10 million, and they want £31,000 of the loan, of his wages paid. You know what? He's been such a loyal servant to us. I'm just going to free him. I'm gonna set you free, Anthony Lopez. You deserve a second chance. Auxerre did beat Monaco. Oh, sorry, didn't beat Monaco, rather. Monaco did beat them. I said about Monaco's disastrous run. They've not actually been on a disastrous run. Since the winter break, they've lost 2 in the league and drawn 2. The unfortunate factor for them is simply the fact that when you look at the games that we've played, we've not lost in the league in that same run of games. Our form is actually really, really good. Just got to try and keep it going now for as long as we can, I guess. How is our squad selection going to be for this upcoming game? That's the next question that I'm thinking about. Bekkar is not registered. Sunday's no longer suspended though, so that's good. I think we will bring him in for Havertz, despite the fact he did get that sending off. With 4 days till the next game, it probably is worth resting all these players as well. So let's do that. Of course, the players who are injured probably don't need resting. Just going to throw that out there as an idea. But everyone else, take a few days off. Valencia are currently second in the Spanish First Division. They are no pushovers. They're currently, well, they're currently ahead of Real Madrid. Giovanni Simeone is one of their best players. He looks very, very good. He's got 22 goals in 26 games. They actually made it. They were in the Champions League and got knocked out in the group stage like we did. So, yeah, tough opposition, particularly for a one-leg game. Now, we are at home for it, which I do feel like gives us a little bit of an edge, perhaps. But make no mistake, this is not like a freebie second round. I know when you look at the Europa League, you think, oh, you should be winning that every year. And, yeah, you know, of course I agree. By the same token, though, you can't really take anything for granted in the Europa League because it's just full of very, very good squads who just haven't quite performed. Over 2 legs, I feel like that upset potential, you know, is reduced because obviously it's 2 matches. If you don't show up in one game, you've still got a chance to show, you know, people what you're made of. But unfortunately, we are in a situation here where we only have 1 game to show us what we're made of. So we have to turn up. We have to give a performance on the big stage when it matters. We're close to getting in on a new winning run. We've won 9 matches on the spin. Our current record is also 9. So we're actually on our best run ever as Lyon manager. Now, that surprises me. I'm going to be honest. But hey, that's pretty good. It'd be nice to break it, especially playing this unconventional system that I know has come under heavy scrutiny. I saw that Monaco are playing against Nantes. I don't know if that's in the league. They're not in European competition. When did they get knocked out? Did they get knocked out in the Europa League? Was that a thing? They have beaten Nantes. Let's just have a quick look. What happened to them in Europe? Oh, okay, they're playing in the Champions League and they're playing in a different week. So they've got Porto next time and they won the first leg. So I take it all back. I'm talking rubbish. I mean, what's new there, really? Right, Valencia. We need a good result against Valencia. In real life, they've sacked their manager. I'm not going to pretend to know a great deal about them, but I believe it's been a quite controversial sacking. I think they've played 3 games so far this season, and he's been sacked off the back of them, despite the fact he, guided them to some of their best finishes ever this season just gone. But anyway, enough of real world football. We've got to focus on the virtual world. Here's their team. They've got Rodrigo and Simeone up front. Rodrigo's very good too. Their team is scary. They've got Kondogbia. They've also got Soler out on the right-hand side, who I'm vaguely familiar with thanks to FIFA. Not going to claim to be a La Liga expert by any means. Torre at right back. They've got a good team. Diego Llorente is one of the best ball-playing defenders in the game, even if he's useless at pretty much everything else. I do wonder if we can maybe get him behind Llorente due to his lack of pace. That'll be something to keep an eye out on. But let's get into this, shall we? We're taking on Valencia. I'm going with the best 11 that I think we can deploy. I feel like this is the team that has proven itself to be worthy of playing. Fitness, not a concern. Obviously, Gabels is out injured, and also Militao, 2 players who would be some of the first names on the sheet. But we've been on a good run of form. Let's try and keep it going. As Keane, shocking keeping has maybe helped us again there. Sunday's put the ball in. It's the 13th of the season for Moise Keane. His initial effort was tame and dealt with. He made no mistake at the second chance of asking. Look at that tight angle into the top corner. On the half volley, we will take that. Not a bad start in this game. So, of course, away goals don't matter. Nothing matters here. We just need to win on the night. It would be lovely not to have a sending off, mind you. We've had too many of those this year in crucial games. I think back to the game against Monaco earlier today, the game against Salzburg that saw us actually get knocked out of the Champions League. We've shot ourselves in the foot too often this year. Let's unshoot ourselves in the foot. Let's shoot Valencia in the leg. Let's do that. That'd be good. I'm not encouraging shooting anyone, to be clear, but yeah, let's not undo our own hard work. Sunday's picked up a booking. I've learnt my lesson. He's a loose cannon. Part of me wants to sub him off already. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell him to ease off tackles. Please don't scissor tackle anyone else. I don't need it in my life, Sunday. He's going to try and put a ball of quality in here. Looping back post ball to Moise Keane. We've had a lot of success, haven't we? With those back post crosses to Moise Keane. They've been coming good today. You can see Valencia yet to have a shot. We've had over 60% of the ball at half-time. We'll take that. We have limited their opportunities. And, if you don't have the ball, you can't create anything with it. And that is showing at least thus far. We're looking pretty solid here. Now we go forward and we have to see what we can do. Sunday throws it to Keane. Back with Sunday. Whips it. Is that a penalty? I think VAR's going to give it, It is going to give it a gateway into this game. It's going to be Aouar, I assume, to take it. Can he double our lead? Can he unleash the spirit of Fekir? No, he can't. I miss Fekir's penalties. He never missed them. Okay, he definitely did miss them. Someone is now going to reply with an episode where he missed one, but I don't remember him missing many. To be fair, Aouar's not missed many either. That's a big one to miss, though. If I might say so myself. That is one that we could live to regret. Aouar's not having the best game of his career. You know what, Aouar? You're not. Get off the pitch. Kai, show us what you're made of. I'm going to give a shouty, demand more team talk. It's going to result in some good body language responses. Mariano, by the way, up front for them, is a former Lyon player. Please don't score against us. Maulida, what can you do? What can you do? He hits the woodwork. We've created chance after chance. If we somehow lose this, I will be upset. Can we get a second goal that we definitely deserve? Vargas cuts inside. The ball lumped clear. Only as far as Markovic, who, to be fair, has stepped up and done a really good job in that centre-back position with Militao's injury. Now is Sunday. He whips it in. Maulida scores. And we can breathe a big sigh of relief. We deserve that. Sunday with another assist to his name. I kind of want to take him off knowing that he's on a booking, but maybe I should just be patient. And Ndombele's not had a particularly good game, so we'll take him off for Kareem Thomas, I think. But yeah, really nice goal here, actually. Sunday making that run on the far side of the pitch. And Ndombele with a nice little ball to pick him out. Threaded the needle behind the centre-back. First time ball in. Maulida making that run across the 6-yard box. None of the defenders picking him up. Not a bad little performance, really, this, in a very, very high-pressure game. I think we have every right to be happy with this. It's been just what the doctor ordered. 2-0. We can make one last sub now in extra time. You know what? Stavarace, go and have a little run out. Have a jog. Moiskin going to come off for him. But 2-0 here. Couldn't ask for a better performance. They didn't have a shot on goal all game or even create a half chance. Completely shut them down. Dominated possession. And we didn't have anyone sent off. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's the biggest win of all. And no injuries. That is a record 10th win in a row. Arsenal getting knocked out is pretty huge for us. Auxerre knocking out Marseille on penalties is crazy. Betis knock out Dortmund. Inter are out. Sevilla go through with a last-minute goal. And Wolves beat Aberdeen. Sunday, 2 assists to his name, making perhaps slight amends for his performance against Monaco. It is why we brought him back into the team. Can we discuss how good this guy is? He's actually nuts. I feel like I take for granted how good our team is. Right. Quarter-final draw. How are we here already? This is now going to be over 2 legs. Who are we going to be playing? Oh, this is the French Cup. I don't care. I thought this was the Europa League. I did think it'd come a bit quickly. We're going to take on Toulouse. There you go. Spoilers. I assumed it was the Europa League draw. It wasn't. It was the French Cup. Don't care about that. Right. I don't think we'll do another game today, but I don't know when the youth intake day is. So we're going to continue forward to the day of the Marseille game. Or do I want to do Marseille? You know, let's do Marseille. Why not? Let's get a win against them. That'd be nice. We might have a youth intake day in here as well. If we start having one day where the game really starts to chug and struggles to progress, we know it's happening and we're hoping for a good intake. I'm very pleased with your work, Moiskin. He's been so very, very good for us, hasn't he? 10 goals in 11 league games this year. Lopez is set to sign for Rangers. That will go through at the end of the window. I'm a bit sad to see him go, and I would rather not be paying his wages. But given how good of a servant he's been for us, I kind of just want to set him on while we can. I feel like £10 million is pretty good money for a player who would realistically be our 4th choice goalkeeper next year. And given how good of a servant he's been, I feel like, you know, if this is the move he wants, I'm willing to pay a little bit of his wages. I'm okay with that. I have a feeling that both PSG and Monaco are going to be playing on this Sunday. Marseille are down in 11th. They're going to be really, really disappointed with that. We've split that back down to 3rd. That is because Monaco have now played 3 more games than us. PSG have also played an extra game than us. Have they got a game this weekend? They have. When did they play an extra game? Or am I going crazy? Maybe they didn't play an extra game. Maybe I've always been behind by a game. I don't think that's the case, but they must have just played the same game week and a day or 2 after we played. Anyway, it's irrelevant. We have a youth intake. Right, Loric Royer is apparently one of the better players from this year's youth intake. Let's have a look at it. I mean, that's not a good sign. We've brought in a player from our affiliate clubs in Senegal. I mean, I'm underwhelmed. Let's just have a look at the whole squad, shall we? Do I want to sign any of them? Probably not. I love the fact we've got just a random English player in here. I guess that's because I'm English. You do get players who join, and the nationality is sometimes determined by the nationality of staff at your club. You guys might remember my Oxford United save back on FM14 that we streamed. We were owned by like a Kuwaiti consortium. They were like bankrolling Oxford United. I know, a weird situation to envisage, but yeah. And as a result, occasionally we got Kuwaiti players come into the team, which was really cool. We actually had one called Saud Awad, I want to say. I think he featured in my best ever Regens video years ago. It's kind of weird that I just remember random regens like this, but yeah, he was a crazy player. He was a Kuwaiti international, or national. I don't want to say international, because actually what ended up happening is he ended up playing for England, and at 21 having like 30 caps. Now I was England manager, so there might have been some bias in there. But yeah, he did the business. Anyway, let's see how we get on here. Marseille. Another big game though. I know they're down in 11th. It's away from home. It's never going to be easy. We'll have to see how we get on. Given our recent form, I back us to win this, to make it 11 wins in a row. Now it's a case of how long can we keep the run going, I guess. Sunday, ghosting inside. Was he fouled? No. Apparently it was a foul. We're going to VAR. After 30 seconds, it's been called upon. What is the referee going to give here? I mean, Sunday was fouled. Was it a foul? It's weird that they stopped the play when the ball hadn't gone out of play. Obviously, with VAR now, it's going to be a case of the ball has to be out of play before play gets stopped by this. See, now no penalty's been given. So how do we restart? No one knows. We'll never know. I could go watch the game in full. I'm not going to bother. I didn't think it was a foul at the time. I feel like you know what a foul in Football Manager 3D looks like. It's got a quite distinct look to it. In the same way that most red cards are just scissor tackles from behind. Anyway, Maulida, ghosting inside, gives it to Ndombele. Havertz. I don't know why I like the word ghosting inside so much. I feel like that's what our wide players do. They kind of just... Well, they just kind of sneak inside without anyone noticing. They move like ghosts. It's like they're invisible. They can't be caught. A player who can be caught is Havertz. He's been underwhelming this year, considering the money that was spent on him. Obviously, he's been off on the bench a fair few times, but even when we've started him, I've not been blown away. Be a good chance now for him to score a hat-trick and make me look like a mug. I mean, what? Maybe I should just start criticising everyone if stuff like that's going to happen. Kai Havertz smashes it into the bottom corner from 35 yards out. Maybe not 35 yards out. Probably about 30, maybe 25. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little. It was a blooming good goal, though. Let's not take anything away from it. Probably about 25 yards out. Not a bad effort, though. Let's be honest. That's a crazy finish. 4th goal of the season for him. Ndombele with an assist. Vargas, who's on a booking to whip the ball in. Lenglet, was he fouled? I mean, that looked like a foul. Are we going to VAR again? We don't need to. The penalty's been given. He's pointing to the spot. Havertz to take the penalty. Watch him get the hat-trick now, or miss it, and my thoughts are totally justified. He's going to get a hat-trick. Oh, I'm going to be annoyed. It's 2-0. He's got his 5th of the season, Kai Havertz. Great start to this game for us, though. Definitely one of those games that you go into feeling a little bit nervy. You know, a team who your club are fierce rivals with, a game that the fans are going to want to win. You're on a record-winning run. You've come through some pretty tough games. Playing 2 days after the previous match as well. Kind of real potential banana peel of a game. You know, a game just where you're waiting to slip up, really. At least in the opening half an hour, we've shown no signs of doing that whatsoever. Ball to Keane here. Should cross it in if he can, really. Goes to Sunday. He can't get the ball in, although Toussaint is there to mop up the pieces. And we build from the back again. Markovic here. Filling that void of Militao. Maulida, I mean, great goal. I can't complain. We've scored 2 screamers. Keane gets an assist. Maulida scores. The goals this year have been really quite widely distributed across our team. We've not really relied on a singular player, it feels like. Lovely build-up play. The long-range effort as well, superb. A few contenders for goal of the season, if not goal of the month today. That is one of them for sure, sailing into the top corner. We've completed almost twice as many passes as Marseille. It's 3-0. We could have another here as well. Havertz, can he keep it in? And not a textbook set-piece routine there. Sunday to pick up the ball deep here. Pings it to Lenglet. We are now going to transition into a more defensive shape. Although a few of our more attacking, prominent aerial players lingering high up the pitch here. Havertz feeds it to Keane, who hits it. I mean, we're running rampant. Another really good quality goal. It's 4-0 here. Not creating the clearest of chances, but we're just taking every half chance that comes our way. 6 shots on target, 4 goals. You love to see it, don't you? Havertz now with an assist, the number 10. Gives it to Keane, hammers it home. I mean, we've played Havertz in a variety of positions. He has played this attacking midfielder position a few times this year. He's never really shone in it. Today he's just decided he's a god. He almost had another assist there. Unfortunately, the header at the back post, I think it was Maulida with it. Just over the crossbar in the end, but a decent little effort to say the least. And we look solid here. 4-0, I'm not too worried about complacency. I'm just going to tell the players I'm very happy. Ndombele and Vargas on bookings, I kind of don't even want to risk. So you know what, we'll bring in Renato Sanchez, we'll bring in Trincao. The Portuguese reinforcements making their way onto the battlefield. I know they've both been playing fairly well, Ndombele and Vargas, but I'd rather just kind of play things safe, I feel like now. You know, we've pulled ahead in this game, we've proven our worth. I don't think we're at risk of losing this game now, and so there's just no nonsense. Preserve our better players. Let's make sure we're not getting any unnecessary suspensions, because we probably need to win every game from now until the end of the season to leapfrog PSG, and even then that might not end up being enough. Maulida dispossessed, falls to Vargas, whips it in, Keane is there, falls to Ndombele. I mean, if he scores that on the volley, it's just incredible. Unfortunately, with his last kick of the game, he can't find the back of the net. Really good sequence of results again, though. I mean, 11 games won in a row is a really good record in all competitions. Can we have a Winter World Cup every year? Because it seems to have done us a load of good. We didn't have too many players go away for it, of course. And I feel like player fitness on the whole hasn't been too much of a concern, at least on the pitch. I guess the injuries are a slightly different story. But I feel like we have been pretty solid all in all. I mean, Ajeti wants to get in on the goal-scoring action. I must admit, I know little to nothing about this guy, but I know he did sign for West Ham in real life. So, a player who I'm sure I will be more familiar with over the course of this season if he plays. Decent effort into the top corner. I felt like the keeper maybe could have done a little better Donnarumma there, although that is perhaps being hypercritical. An hour gone. I'm going to demand more from the players. We've taken our foot off the gas at half-time. I want a ruthless performance. I mean, if they score again here at 4-2, I maybe have to just be slightly concerned. Streetman with it. Whips it back post. No one is there. What are we doing? Surely this can't be happening. I don't want to be too reactionary too soon. I might be slightly concerned. I mean, you look at our kind of defensive shape here. This is a perfectly good situation. Trincao has got his man. We're more than covering our guys in the middle. There's just no more to pass to. Even if anything, you'd think the threat might be coming here. As Sunday, presses, there could be an option in behind. Trincao goes, you know what? I need to go and attack. No, you don't. You need to be defending and staying goal side. It's not rocket science. Unfortunately, Trincao, I mean, he doesn't have a physics degree and he doesn't have a defending degree from the looks of things. 4-2, maybe a little bit of concern now, but hey, 10 minutes left. We should be home and dry, right? I'm going to bring in James Taylor for Maulida just to give the youngster a bit of game time. He's been lacking it a little as of late. You can see their fitness is struggling for Marseille more than it is for us. I mean, 3 minutes plus added time. This has got to be done, right? I want to believe. Trincao here gives it to Lenglet. Across to Toussaint. Now with Kai Havertz. Fred through Sunday. He's going to cross it in, is he? Cleared away, but only as far as Kai. Now Toussaint with it. Sunday to Havertz. To Toussaint. I mean, a fifth goal would well and truly kill off this game and just allow me to relax. And well, it could be gifted to us. It should have been gifted to us. I think Moise Keane took a shred of mercy there on the defence. He kind of let, I think it was Amavi who made the horrific defensive error off the hook. Havertz, oh my gosh, if he scores his hat-trick like that, I kind of lose my mind. It's grazed the top of the crossbar as it goes over, and that is going to be the last meaningful chance. 15 seconds left. It is done. 4-2 here. Great little result. That is going to see us continue our winning run. Not the greatest defensive performance, I guess, in the end. It would have been lovely to keep a clean sheet, but alas, we're still scoring goals for fun, and that's without Gabel, who you would, I think, label as our big goal-scoring threat. That's without him on the pitch. He's going to be back in a few weeks. It's an exciting time, boys. Very happy with that. That's what we needed. We've got PSG coming up. I didn't realise that. I'm scared for next episode. I don't know if that's kind of correctly so or incorrectly so. Havertz, of course he gets man of the match. Of course he does. If we just look at his report and form, you can see he's played a lot of positions. We've played him quite frequently at centre mid, at advanced playmaker. He's never really shone anywhere. Finally, he's got some goals though. I mean, you can see here, he has struggled. And I know you're going to say he's come on a lot off the bench, but when you actually look at when he's come on, he's been given plenty of opportunities, I feel like, to shine. Finally, he's taken one of them, I guess. In fact, some of his best performances looking there have come from when he's been out on the wing. Can PSG slip up? That is the next thing that we need to check to end things today. Lille, you're at home. You're playing PSG. Do us a favour, please. Oh my gosh, you babes. That gives us a real opportunity here. We've got a game in hand. If we win it, if we go 1 point behind PSG, we play them next episode. We are slowly but surely hauling ourselves back into a title fight that we have absolutely no right to be in. As a reminder, we lost 2 of our first 3 games of the year. Since then, we've lost none of 20 and drawn 2. That's pretty good. Let's try and keep it going tomorrow, shall we, when we're going to be back. I think it'll be tomorrow. We'll have to see. Soon. TM. But yeah, you can see here, PSG, Brest, Marseille, Sochaux. Oh, there's still a lot of games left of the season. It's still a long, long way to go. But that slip-up gives us a real opportunity now. Thank you, Lille. Opening some opportunities. Auger here as well. Look at the development at Cagliari. Not performing that well, but playing regularly and developing as a result. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. I do hope you've enjoyed. As always, if you have, do drop a like on the video. I will see you guys again soon, and it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.